it up for Mike Bigelow! Hi, everybody. My name is Mike Bigelow. Some of you might actually recognize me from over there. That's where I was prior to now. You have to look, I'm here now. That's where I am. I'm a recovering addict. I'm actually a recovering addict. Thank you. Thank you. My parents are there, so. No, that's actually true. There was a time in my life when I was a homeless heroin addict, and now I'm doing comedy in my 30s because I'm still trying to hit bottom. Yeah, I actually made the decision when I was at the worst of my addiction to convert to veganism because I was worried about my health. Yeah, it couldn't possibly be the hundreds of dollars of narcotics I was putting in my body each day. It was definitely the cheese that was the problem. Whenever people find out that you're both vegan and a junkie, they have a way bigger problem with the vegan part. Like tell somebody you're a junkie, you don't lose your sympathy. Tell somebody you're a vegan, you misplaced anger. Like I used to have actual conversations with people. I'm just like, yeah, I used to shoot up and live behind a dumpster, and they're just like, oh man, I can't believe you eat bacon. My personal favorite was always, oh, you're vegan, so you think you're better than me. I just stole money from you, so I don't know. Like even when I overdosed, the paramedics were like, well, let's hold off on the Narcan. So this guy 10 cc's of a ham sandwich. I also did a lot of cocaine while I was out there. Because you don't just go from zero to heroin. There's a few pit stops you make along the way. My friends, I think, after weed, there's like two paths that diverge in scumbag woods. You either go the cocaine and narcotics route, or the mushrooms, acid, and fish concert route. And my friends were all having these really profound spiritual experiences trying psychedelics, so I decided to try them. And at some point between when the trees started breathing and the sun rose in the bottom of the ocean, I had the epiphany, that the meaning of life really isn't any of my business. God's not waiting around having to tell the secrets of the universe to some shaggy-haired, smelly white dude. So I decided to stick with cocaine. And cocaine spoke to me. It said, "Hey, buddy, how much money you got?" It's perfectly normal to know a guy named Magic. You should stay up for 3 days writing a book comparing the music of Bill Dillon and the Kinks. Something like that. Like, nobody should do cocaine, don't get me wrong. Like, nobody deserves to feel that good for nothing. Like, you know that sense of accomplishment you get when you finally achieve something you worked really hard for? That should cost more than $60. Like, my sister has her master's degree in sociology, and the only thing I've ever studied was a suspicious-looking van parked across the street while I was standing naked peering through the blinds at 4 a.m. I never understood the people that would just casually do cocaine. Like, how do you take the drug that makes you feel like Jimi Hendrix while you're struggling to tune a guitar and think, yeah, this is just a sometimes thing I do. Let's do this sometimes. I actually did more crack than cocaine while I was out there than powder cocaine, that is. It just pairs better with heroin. I don't know. It's the pure champagnes is what I'm trying to say. The main difference between crack and powder cocaine is that crack gets you way faster, plus it'll have you hearing church bells. So you'll be shaking hands with God and he'll tell you, you know that idea you had to write a book comparing the music of Bill Dillon and the Kinks? Well, the words to that book are hidden on these license plates, so go ahead and start decoding them. I'm still trying to figure out why I became an addict in the first place. It's taken me years, the first thing I remember was I remember when I was a kid, I used to pretend that mechanical pencils were heroin needles, which is, as far as I can tell, is the only thing mechanical pencils are good for. But if I had to pinpoint one specific memory, it would be when I was a little kid and my dad told me that the happiest he ever was when he was high on mushrooms. Yeah, he said that to the child he raised in front of the wife he married. At which point I just replied, "You guys look at that blow at the candles now. That would be great." I've been to a bunch of rehabs. The nice thing about rehab is that everyone there is named Mike. Now, I was in this one rehab, I was rooming with this one guy named Shoeless Mike, and the other was Hippie Mike. Neither of them had shoes. The nice thing about showing up at rehab without a pair of shoes to wear is that there's a very tangible first thing you can do to make your life significantly better. Like step one, get clean. Step two, acquire shoes. And there was this kind of like weird caste system in rehab. I now know that it doesn't matter what drink or drug you were doing, anything can bring you to your knees. But I would be lying if I didn't say that in rehab the junkies weren't looking down on the cokeheads. I'd be lying. Because it's first of all, who doesn't like cocaine? Second of all, junkies are almost always naturally looking down anyways. And then you had people that would be in there for weed, which really just meant you had rich parents. I always like the weed addicts though, because they're the best snacks. There's things you learn in rehab that you cannot learn anywhere else. You can learn how to communicate better. You can learn how to deal with your cravings. You can learn which cigarettes you can trade for more phone time. That's something you can learn. I had one counselor in a rehab tell me, Mike, if you make your bed sloppy, you're going to be sloppy in your recovery. Those words have stuck with me. And I have no idea what they mean. I did finally manage to quit. The nice thing about quitting, it's kind of strange when you quit, because it's just weird knowing that the greatest thing you've accomplished in your life is just not to do something. Growing up, I wanted to not be a doctor, and I've accomplished that and feel like I should get way more credit, It's kind of hard, I don't know, you probably can relate to this. It's kind of hard to date when you don't drink, because most bars won't serve you whole milk. Oh, you sober? No, just a creep. That's what I'm going for. I'm a lonely guy. I'm so lonely that recently I've taken to commenting on people's Venmo transactions. If I see one friend pay another friend $20 for the pizza emoji, I'm just like, great, I like pizza too, where's the invite? Everybody hates the guitar guy at the party, so I learned the trombone. And if you thought that people hate the guitar guy at the party, just wait until you see him react to the New Orleans jazz version of Wonderwall. It's pretty incredible. This just says you're doing great, in case you're wondering. Everybody here watched VeggieTales growing up? Couple people, yeah. For those of you that don't know what VeggieTales is, it's a show where talking vegetables explain to you parables from the Bible. Which, thinking back on it now, doesn't really make a lot of sense, Using vegetables, the food kids hate, to explain the God they fear, maybe not the best strategy, No, I think they should use talking vapes instead. I think it would be much more effective. And I used to love VeggieTales growing up. My friends would all make fun of me for it. I used to have to tell them, look, you guys need to shut up. I need to know this talking broccoli thinks about adultery. My phone automatically capitalizes the word Scientology, in case you want to know what religion my phone is. I'm actually not sure what I believe spiritually, but I am thinking of founding a religion based on how annoying I find evangelical atheists. Every time I hear somebody before they're an atheist, I just hear a couple of teenagers slamming the door and yelling, "You're not my real dad." Just how dare your parents wake you up early on a Sunday to try and save your soul? And every atheist just acts like they're the first person that's ever heard of it, oh yeah, I just don't think there's a God. Oh, you're the prophet of nothing. How cool. And they actually have an atheist federation. They have a newsletter, you can donate money to it. You know what they call that where I come from? Church. You reinvented church, but without the fun. And God is more fun. You know how I know God's more fun? Because he works in mysterious ways. You never know what that guy's up to. Plague, maybe. Christmas, hell yes. What else we got for you today? I live a pretty easy life, as I'm sure you can tell by my King Henry VIII physique. This is a body that's still on a crappy hills from surfs. That's what I'm trying to say. But no, I live a pretty easy life. The hardest decision I have to make in a day is deciding who to wish happy birthday to on Facebook. Some people I see them and I'm just like, you know what? Not this year. I don't share any wrong ideas about our relationship. I think the hardest part about being overweight is regularly inhaling powdered sugar. Why is that the worst thing that's ever happened? If getting white lung isn't enough to make you want to go on a diet, I don't know what will. Now, I always thought my breath would come in the hands of the French. Just never thought it'd be a beignet. And people keep telling me if I keep eating the way I do, that I'm going to die. Now, my doctor told me this the other day, she's like, Mike, from your chicken when you eat, you're actually taking a minute off your life. God, yeah, I hope so. I can't take it anymore. And I hate those people that are like, oh, I don't live to eat, I eat to live. I have to choke on some quinoa. I eat to feel something, and technically none of this is a feeling, so. Big movie about big fan of movies. I finally saw The Shape of Water. It's glass shaped, in case you're wondering. And that's not getting broken up if you're in an open relationship. Because they're basically saying to you, yeah, I want to be with everyone except you. I think every man remembers that quintessential rite of passage when they finally beat their dad at a game of Russian roulette. Yeah. I don't know who's offering all these password recovery security questions, but they sure want to know a lot about my mom. I forgot my online banking password the other night. I was trying to decide, the computer just asked me, so what's your mother's maiden name? And what street did she grow up on? Then finally the computer asked me, is she seeing anybody? It's like, well, that's computer, so we're Super Candy Crush. The worst part about the whole thing is that now, whenever I forget a password, I have to get to know my mom better. I was at the library the other day, trying to figure out which was related first, the beach towel or the bath towel. They don't give library cards to anybody. You can just ask for them, But I wasn't getting much love, so I decided to put it in microfiche and Google it. And I saw that somebody had Googled, is it okay to bring a bath towel to the beach? That poor fool. Just walking around weird, like, gee, I hope nobody notices that my towel is slightly shorter and less scratchy than their towel. It's also decidedly lacking in Looney Tunes. When you got the mind on your beach towels, that's I think our parents already gave their kids kind of these designer, vaguely Native American names, like Dakota, or North Dakota, or Sioux, thinking they were cool. And I think in the future, every kid's just going to be named after whatever prescription drugs they're on. This is my son Adderall, he's looking at trucks and staring at the wall. Hey, put that, look at the future, trying to take a family photo. That's what we're doing here. I was in a group therapy up recently. I realized I had to quit though. Some guy told me that his inner child wants to kick my inner child's ass. My friend was getting her highway for adoption. Yeah, she left in the center of the firehouse and traffic has been torn ever since. Cool. Is anyone else kind of comforted by the algorithm? It's like finally somebody knows me, Not a very popular guy. All the permanent invites I get say -1. Don't be like me, ladies and gentlemen. Just a piece of paper that says don't show up. Economists are predicting that gas prices are going to be back up to $5 a gallon in the next couple months. I don't worry too much about it though. Economics is just like a less scientific version of what they call gym class life science. You know, I know $5 sounds steep, but I think that I would take that if they could work out a way for the pump to ask me less questions when I fill up. Now, I was getting gas on the way over here. I put my debit card. It's like, okay, you want debit or credit? Okay. You want a car wash today? No. You want a mobile Welcome Roads member? No. If Trade Access Department in Seattle charges 50 miles per hour, and Trade Miles have already had it, 7 miles per hour, what do they collide? It's like, damn it. I'm just trying to get some gas. Are you mad at me? Cool. I think horsepower is a strange way of conceptualizing how fast a car can go. It just seems very unscientific. Like, for example, I don't see a stretch of road and I think to myself, oh yeah, this seems like it's about 43 snakes long. I don't think that. Like, this is what happens when farmers do science. You get folk measurements. You get trial over accuracy. Like, oh, you should have broken ahead of the fence and moves in the evidence is not real. We like to measure stuff in things it's not. I actually learned the other day that one horse can have up to 15 horsepower. Make it make sense. Like, of course, we're never going to adopt the metric system. We're still trying to figure out how many horses equals one horse. I do kind of get it to an extent, though. It's kind of fun to say things like, oh yeah, this toaster is 140 dog breaths. You know, you take 140 dogs, putting their hot dog breaths in this bread and toast it. You're not going to eat it. That's what we do things in these parts. I invented a new sex move. It's called reverse missionary. Which is where the man just lies there, and the woman goes to other countries preaching the word of God. That's all right, thanks. I'm going to have a good night, everybody.
Keep it on the mic, Mike. Mike, we're going to talk about, he mentioned that